What's up, everybody? So, I want to do a quick video. I was just riding my moped around and just had a thought and want to share with everyone about confidence, self-esteem, and I'm going to also tie into this video how to attract or how to, for lack of better words, get the girl or the guy of your dreams. So, the way that I think of confidence, I think of it in two ways. There's two ways to be confident or to make confidence and just an everyday habit part of you so that it's not this huge thing that you're like, oh, I can't be confident, I have problems with confidence, blah, 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 and it's something that you're trying to attain, like a goal that's like in the future that one day I'm going to be confident. So there's two ways that I approach and I think of confidence. The first way is how I thought about it for many, many years. Until recently, my thinking of it has kind of stepped up. Maybe you can say evolved. Now I think of confidence very differently. But the first way that I used to think of it was sort of, and I see it a lot out there, people talking about it in this respect, in this way, is that confidence is, um, it's almost like, it's just something that you have to overcome, something that it's like about being brave, being courageous, having courage. So there's two different ways I look at confidence. There's the overcome your fear, go, do something that you might be afraid of. If there's a girl or a guy that you like, just overcome your nerves and approach them. Or, if there's anything else that, you need confidence for during the day or, in life, whether it's work, your sports, or whatever, I've seen it out there described as fake it until you make it, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's not bad teachings at all. Confidence is about, at the end of the day, it's all about being comfortable with yourself. But here is like the core way of looking at confidence, I believe. And it's so much easier than the other way, which is, try to overcome your fear. There's this tremendous amount of fear that you're trying to overcome and deal with somehow to achieve confidence, to gain confidence. That's the way that I've always been looking at it. I think that's the way that a lot of people look at it. But there's another much easier way. It's super easy, but it's like a bit tricky to get into the zone, to get into this zone. And I think this is real confidence. Okay, because I don't think, like I said, there's two types of confidence, and I'm kind of winging this video, but what I'm trying to get across is that there's two different types. So we've got the confidence is hard, that you got to work at it, overcome your fear. But then there's this other confidence that most people who exhibit this have a lot of success in life. This one too, but this one you're going to see guys with good-looking girls or girls with good-looking guys or guys with amazing jobs or people who are just super confident. And for them, they're not actually doing this whole overcoming the fear, being courageous, being brave thing. They're not doing it that way. They are doing it by simply focusing on themselves. So this method is more about giving zero shits about what other people think, even to the point where you're not even aware of others. You're almost so, I don't want to say self-absorbed, I prefer using the word self-focused, that you're just focusing on yourself, what you're doing, and everything else is sort of like a blur. It's not in focus. You're the focus, you're doing your thing, and everything else is kind of like way secondary. You don't really care about what other people think. You don't really care about how what you do affects other people. You know, at the end of the day, balance is key, but I just want to talk about these two forms of confidence, self-esteem, okay, that can come from them. So for me, I've been focusing more on this one recently, which is focus on yourself, put other people kind of out, you know, in your blinders. They should be way down in the, you know, kind of not in focus, and the focus should be you, almost as if like how would you be if you're in your room on your own, or you know, in your own space. And when we're in our own space, we're usually in the zone. We're usually um, the way that we're living and doing things is so relaxed and so comfortable. You know, we'll even be at home, and you know, if there's a trash can, we'll crumple up some paper and boom, we'll throw it in. Usually, we'll be getting it, you know, when we're at home. Or you know, you'll do things like that when you're at home. You'll do all these cool things. You'll be so comfortable. You'll be, you know, like I said, in your zone because there's no one around, and you don't feel like you need to worry about what others are going to think of you, judge you, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So you're basically removing, when you're at home or in your own zone, you're removing 80% of fear and stress that you would normally have when you're around people. So by removing that huge blockage, you just shine. You glow. You are operating at a much higher potential. And if anyone were to see you, spy on you while you're at home, they'd probably find you quite attractive, depending on what you're doing, of course, at home. But I'm just, you know, like, you're going to be more attractive because you are in your zone, you're much more comfortable. And if you can take that, or even 20% of that, out into the world where you are around people, then you're going to become super attractive in your environment. People are going to be drawn to that comfort because everyone wants to be in that zone. Everyone wants to feel comfortable and confident. Okay, so the two different approaches, and I use both approaches, but I'm trying to use more of the, you know, focus on yourself, imagine no one's around, what would you do if you're kind of, if nobody was around, and you know, kind of like treat yourself as, you know, almost like you're in a video game and you're in Vice. Do you remember that video game, Vice City? You walk around and you can get into cars and motorcycles and stuff. When you're playing that video game, do you ever like wonder what other people are thinking in the video game who are walking by? No. You're like, boom, this is my character. I'm going to go. I'm going to get in this car. I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to drive to the ocean. I'm going to drive to the mountains. I'm going to go here and there. And that's the mindset, mentality that we want when we're out and about in life. Not so much thinking of what others are thinking, how we're impressing them, what are they thinking of us, what is their judgment of us, should we be afraid. When we start to engage into all that thinking, the irony is that the reason we're doing all that thinking is because our mind thinks it's protecting us. But the irony is that it makes our lives not as good. We're not as attractive. We seem more unnatural. We're not in that comfort. We're not in that flow, and we're just not going to be operating at our fullest potential. And when we are in that comfort, when we are focused, when we have our blinders on, and we're just kind of like doing us, doing what feels good. That's the key. Is focusing on feelings that feel good, even if you wind up being weird in public. As long as you feel great, that's going to radiate, and people are going to find that. Like, I sometimes wear my shades quite a lot. Like indoors, I'll sometimes wear them because I just like them. They help me focus. They help me sort of keep myself in my zone. You'll see, I've said this in a lot of my other videos, you'll see a lot of celebrities, famous people, you know, also doing this because it also helps them to focus. It helps them to bring their focus here and to not be too distracted, and to, it's a way of perhaps reducing your engagement with external things, namely people, and bringing your focus and engagement onto yourself more. So in the ultimate, ultimately we want balance. You don't want to be like, oh, just you. No. But the reason why I'm saying bring your focus to you, or try these things out, is because most of us, especially most of us perhaps watching this video, are, including myself, we are too extreme in thinking of others and, perhaps identifying like ourselves according to like maybe how other people might see us. And that's not healthy. That will drain your confidence. When you're living for others, when you're doing things for others, anytime in your mind or your actions, you're doing something, even if it's mildly small or whatever, doing something to please or for someone else, if you change what you're doing because of other people, you're not going to be doing it at your best potential, okay? It's possible to do it at your full potential in your comfort zone, but you've got to be in your zone first. You've got to be doing it for you. You've got to be, driving around because you want to drive around. You've got to be doing jiu-jitsu because you love to do it. You've got to be going to this particular restaurant or this particular place because you love to do it. You've got to come first. Your interests have to come first. So just to quickly recap on that, the two methods of acquiring, attaining, making confidence a habit and a part of your lifestyle. There's the hard way, which is just don't give up. Even if you're nervous, even if you have a lot of fear and anxiety, just do it anyway. Be confident anyway. Talk to the people. There's a few months ago I met this guy where I lived in Bali, German guy, super cool guy. By the way, with a gorgeous girlfriend, tall, beautiful, and super cool, amazing personality. This guy was shorter than her, thinner, kind of skinny dude, and he had a stammer, a really bad stammer. And when I would talk to him, at first I was getting distracted by his stammer, but then I started focusing more on just him and accepting and not, just kind of like accepting this human and just listening to him rather than being distracted by, his stammer. But I was so inspired and so impressed by him because regardless of his stammer, he was just getting his words out. He was just speaking. So yes, okay, he might get hung up on a word, but he wasn't stopping. He wasn't letting fear or anxiety kind of get him to stop interacting with other people. He wasn't letting his fear or anxiety stop him from talking as much as he wanted to. Okay, so yes, his delivery was not perfect, and you could see the stammering and the hesitating or the discomfort, but he was doing it anyway. And I'm going to compare this also to comedians. There's a lot of comedians, even the greats, and I'll go as far as to say, especially the greatest comedians, when they bomb or when they say a joke that's not funny in front of maybe 1,000 or more people, they continue. They keep going. For them, it's like no biggie. I'm just going to continue doing it. Similar to this German guy. Okay, the key with that type of confidence building is to just keep doing it. If you go talk to a beautiful girl that you're nervous to talk to, just talk. If you sound nervous, it's fine. Just keep your focus on feeling comfortable and good. The nerves may still be there, but just keep doing what you're doing. Okay? You'll be surprised that women, and this works for the opposite sex, will be super impressed by the fact that you're just making that effort, that you have the balls to just to speak. And while you're doing it, try to keep reaching for that feeling of comfort within you. And imagine that you're just talking to your brother or sister or your family, okay? So not giving up. It's the wrestler's mentality, the fighter's mentality of, okay, it's not going to be perfect, but I'm just going to keep doing it. Or as I said, like the fake it until you make it. If you're not confident, just fake it until you make it. Absolutely fine. There's no problems with that, because when you do it and 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 do it more, the confidence is going to become part of you. You're going to become better at it too. You're going to become more relaxed, and then you're going to wind up having random conversations with people, and they're going to love it. They're going to feel like, wow, this person's so cool and chilled and confident, and it's a nice energy that you'll share. So once again, the two forms of confidence is the one where you are afraid, you have a lot of anxiety and nerves, but yet still you're going to just do it. Okay, and I salute anyone who does that. I've been doing that for a long time, and I tell you, it pays off. You know, you're not going to be nervous forever. It might be at the beginning, but then you get better and better and better, and then you realize that most people, if not all people, feel the same way about talking to strangers as you do. Or most people, if not all people, have fear and anxiety all the time. It's just that they are really putting on a face of being cool and, you know, all this. But most people are going through it. Trust me on this. Most people are going through it. So that should give you confidence as well to be like, hey, I know everyone is nervous. I know everyone has trouble, you know, approaching the opposite sex and sparking conversation. Everyone does, okay? So, and if anyone else around you tried it, they would be nervous too. And they would probably not have the best things to say either. So just do it, you know, and it's okay. Most of these people you're never going to meet again anyway, so practice. And this is something that I love about traveling and meeting new people, is that every new person you meet is a new opportunity for you to try a new version of yourself, a new and improved version of yourself, a slightly more confident person of yourself, maybe a slightly less nice person of yourself, which is fine. You know, most of us are too nice. So, you know, you can try out new versions of yourself, you know, and that's how we can evolve and we can, you know, improve on what we have. So you have that confidence, which is the building and the hard way, just like don't give up and just keep being confident. And then you have the secret magical solution weapon confidence, which is bypasses all the fear, bypasses the anxiety, bypasses your need to be brave, bypasses your need for the courage. And this form of confidence is literally to focus on yourself as much as possible, get everyone else out of your mind, and put yourself up on a pedestal, and everyone else, I'm not saying you look down at them, but everyone else is going to come way secondary to yourself. And that is an amazing way to exhibit confidence and self-esteem, because it's literally you're just being yourself. You're not thinking twice about what you're saying. You're not thinking about impressing anyone. And I recommend, you know, trying these out, experimenting with them. Like I said, doing it with new people is always best. So if you've kind of like been 5 or 6 months after your breakup and you feel ready to date or meet people, or even if it's sooner into your breakup, and you just want to meet people just strictly as friends, which I think is fine and healthy, then do it. You know, go maybe see if you can go online or whatever and maybe meet up with people and use that as an opportunity to exercise your new way of doing things. Yes, it's going to feel weird and uncomfortable at first. Of course it is. But you keep it up, and you know, this is part of your training. You know, when I started doing jiu-jitsu, I sucked at it. But you know, you train every day, you become better. It's the same with riding a bike or anything else. Now this video's gone on a bit long, so I think I'm going to do another video in the future about attracting the girl or guy of your dreams. But I'm going to touch on it now just a little. And the way that this works is basically, a lot of us, we associate the way someone looks with a personality. And it can be because we've seen certain looks on TV or in movies, or, and we associate those looks with those personalities that we have seen. But the problem is that when you meet someone in the real world who might look like Liv Tyler from Lord of the Rings or from Armageddon, whatever, and you immediately associate, okay, this new person that you've met who looks like Liv Tyler or reminds you of Liv Tyler, with if you associate the way that person looks with the character of Liv Tyler in those movies or whatever you feel Liv Tyler's personality is like, then you're going to sort of create someone who doesn't exist. You're going to be fantasizing. And this is where a lot of our problems with relationships can happen, is when we have someone in front of us, but we're sort of ignoring who they really are, and we're just taking their image, because we live in such a material world these days that everything is almost about how you look and, all this kind of stuff. So we'll take how they look and we'll be like, oh yeah, this person looks like this, in my mind. And then we sort of start adding spices and salt and pepper, and we just add we add to this, and we create this image, okay, of this person that might not actually exist. It isn't reality. And by doing this, we can sort of like set ourselves up for not for problems down the line, because you're not really embracing who this person is, or this person might not even be right for you, but you're just staying with them because of how they look, and it's just not cool. But if you're interested in attracting your dream match, then the key is, first of all, within you to be in love with yourself. And you're probably rolling your eyes now going, oh, I don't want to hear this. But it really is the key. Yeah? It's all about your relationship with yourself. And as soon as you start to find comfort and love and, I'm talking really become attracted to yourself in the way that you just love hanging out with yourself. You think you're the coolest person around. I don't mean this in an arrogant way, just in a self-loving way. Then it's going to enhance your confidence, and the way you attract the girl or the guy of your dreams is to be as confident as possible. So it's linked heavily to this whole video that I've been talking about of confidence and self-esteem. And then put yourself out there as much as possible. Whether it's through online dating, that's fine. Whether it's going out and just sparking conversations with people. If you're a guy, please take initiative, because yes, there are some super cool women out there who are awesome enough to come up to a guy and spark a conversation. But unfortunately, that's really rare. So it is still up to the guys to, just spark a conversation. And women will appreciate that and be happy about that, especially if you do it in the right way, where they are able to talk back. You're not at the checkout counter of a store. You know what I mean? Women are quite logical. So you want to you don't want to do stupid things. You want to just sort of retain your logic and use common sense of when's a good time and place, and don't go into it with too many expectations. Just say hello, or isn't it an awesome day, or etc., etc., whatever. I'm gonna make another video, I promise, because this one on confidence went on a bit long. But I want to wrap it up with this, okay? Because I never thought that I could be attracting the types of people that I am today. I never thought that it would happen. And a big part of it, obviously, is the confidence, okay? And there's so many things that you can do to help you build confidence, including some of the things that I mentioned in this video. But another big part of it that I learned only in the last year and a half by putting myself out there a lot, and actually, to be honest, through online dating, I learned this as well, which is that there's going to be someone that you're super attracted to who's also super attracted to you. Those people exist out there, okay? And I'll be honest, it's kind of like shocking, like when that happens, like when you're like super attracted to someone and they're super attracted to you. When that person is your type and you are their type too. It's an awesome thing when that happens. And I have seen that happen with me enough times to know and to realize that exists in life, okay? And it's not like a 1 in a million thing. There are lots of people of the opposite sex who are attracted to your type. And there are a lot of those people who are attracted to your type who you are equally attracted to. Okay, so it exists, people. It exists, okay? And it's just a case of simple, you can call it mathematics or simple common sense, that in order to reach those people, you have to put yourself out there. Even if it's just a picture of yourself on an online dating site, even if it's on Tinder, which isn't maybe the best place to meet someone amazing or long-lasting, but hey, you never know. Okay, my brother actually met his wife through online dating, and I know a lot of other people who have done the same. So the gist of this video is get your self-confidence as a priority in life. Work on it every day. There's a ton of techniques and methods, including, treat your body right, exercise, but like I said, there's those two ways. There's the way of like working through the fear and anxiety and suffering, and don't just like give up and be like, I'm going to stay at home and just enjoy my life. No, you got to like make an effort. Is it going to feel good? No, but just do it. Nothing in life that's worth your time is going to come easily. So that method is fine and it's great, and I still use it a lot. And then there's the secret method of focus on yourself, be aware of your thoughts. This method requires awareness. If you are sort of struggling with confidence, this method requires awareness because it's going to require you to almost be in a meditative state of like constantly just focusing on yourself, feeling your own inner energy, thinking of your interests, thinking of your goals, even while you're out and with people, if you're having lunch with a lot of people, still coming back to yourself. What are your life goals? What are you interested in life? How do you feel right now? If you feel not so good, can you find a good feeling within you of just relaxing and again, not caring about what the people around you will think, even if it means putting your shades on, or even if it means doing this, or even if it means doing that, or whatever. If you feel it's being weird, do it, yeah? Those are the people that are more attractive anyway. Most of the girls that I've seen with, gorgeous girls or, good or great catches are usually with guys who are a little bit more weird, who are a little different, right? Because people who are themselves are always going to be different. Look at this. We all have a unique fingerprint. All of us. How many people are being born right now, this second? Thousands, hundreds of thousands, each with a completely unique fingerprint. We're each born completely unique, yet this society that we're in is almost like we get fed into it and then we come out kind of like, hey, this is not cool, this is cool, this is how you should behave, this is how you should wear, this is how you should eat, this is how you should live. Okay, and it's okay, it's a community, there's nothing wrong with that too much, but hey people, be a bit yourself, be a bit weird, be a bit wacky, don't worry about it, because the more and more we do this, and it's happening now, the more we give permission to other people to be weird as well. So the more we're comfortable and confident in just ourselves, the more we give permission to others around us to do the same. and it will just spread. So hope there's something in here that helps. I will do another video and dedicate that to, attracting your ideal, the girl or the guy of your dreams. I believe it's 100% doable. Again, it's common sense and maybe mathematics. You just got to first get yourself right, from in here, get yourself right, feeling good, and that's all about loving yourself, being happy with yourself, and that's confidence, that's self-esteem. And then once this is ready, put it out there, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Just your presence, once you've gotten yourself good and ready, your presence out in the world is enough. It's enough. So even if you just go into a supermarket to get your daily smoothie, or if you go to your local restaurant, or you go to your local coffee shop with your laptop, be out and about more. Put yourself out there. And when you're out and about more, don't be hunting for the opposite sex. Don't be hunting for something. Don't be hunting for happiness, because that's going to be felt by people around you as lack, as you're in need. So even checking out people, if you're a guy, checking out girls constantly, just don't do it. Bring your focus to yourself and enjoy yourself. And when you do, you're going to have this inner laugh, you're going to have this inner giggle going on, and guess what? People are going to come to you. Have faith. It takes a leap of faith. It's all about, I'm going to let all the sheep run past me, ahead of me to the dinner line, and I'm just going to cruise at my own speed, but it's going to work out for you way better than the rest of the sheep. Trust me. So yeah, if you have questions, leave them below. If you're interested in coaching in any way, whether you're an athlete or just going through any sort of tough times with breakups or whatever, want to build your confidence, send me a message and I'll send you more info on what I do. I'm trying to limit the amount of people that I'm coaching at the moment. So right now I've just added another 2. I'm like coaching around 5 people now. So I want to keep it at around 4 or 5 people. Okay, so just, message me and then I'll send you more info, and if you're interested, then we can work. But other than that, bring your focus to yourself. Think about your life goals. Think about what makes you feel good, and think about what makes you feel healthy and good. Last thing that I'm going to say is, I was in the mall and I was walking around. I was just thinking, if you had to write on a list like how Tinder or online dating, or how alcohol, or how drugs, or how dating constantly, or whatever it is, how have those things improved your life? I was just thinking that, there's not going to be much to say. It's going to be like, it felt good, the alcohol felt good, the drugs felt good, the sex, rebound sex, or whatever, WhatsApp sex, or the Skype sexing, or the sexting, or all this, it felt good at the time, but how has it improved your life? It's going to be difficult to find some really good answers for that. So it will help you to determine what's important in life. Like for example, training, doing something where you're educating yourself, whether it's jiu-jitsu or gardening or going back to university or whatever it is, or it could be just great friends that you invest time in, your family, eating great food. How has that helped your life? Easy. You can write an essay on how eating great food helps. Or anyway, it's so super hot here, so I think I'm gonna go for a ride, catch some wind in my face, and I hope this video helps. All right, everyone. Talk to you guys soon. And did you notice my new lamp? Wait, where is it? There it is. Yeah. Slowly working on this setting. All right. All right. Talk soon. Bye.